Welcome to For the Fans. I'm your host, Kevin G, and I'm here with CJ. We're the 5 PMers, and we're here to talk about Big Brother 27 Week 4 recap. What's going on, CJ?
Not a whole lot. How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Make sure you guys like and subscribe so you can know when we are going live. We're going live 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern every Monday to recap everything that happened in the Big Brother house. Also, jump in the chat, communicate with us, talk along with us as we talk through the episodes that happened in the week that was, as well as the week that is to come. What's going on, Tasha? Good to see you here in the chat. Good to see you. Let's chit chat about this week because when we last left off, Mickey with HOH, because we're just going to get right into it because it's been an interesting week.
Yes.
As we left off, um, the show left us off with a little Riley Mickey tete-a-tete. They were going back and forth. As we know in the spoiler section that we broke down, we saw everything that was going on. CJ, how do you think the show handled the Riley of it all?
I think it was great to end it on a cliffhanger because it's the first real intrigue we've gotten this season. As far as, well, what happens now? So you get their blow up, then you get the, like, it's it's funny because with the invention of the blockbuster, we don't get live HOH comps early in the season anymore. So now the Sunday episode has become one segment of recap of like the fallout from the eviction. Then you get like another segment of why people need to win the HOH. Then you have two segments of HOH. Then you have two segments of who's going to go up. And then you have one segment of the noms. And they compacted that so that we can get all of the fallout after, which I think was actually good for the show because you had more interesting stuff to show on a Wednesday episode. Like, I think it's funny that I don't think we got the extended credits for once, and we're doing 60-minute episodes with extended credits, which just tells me you don't have anything to show.
Correct.
So I think it
That's
like
true.
it made for great TV on Wednesday because a lot of those 90-minute episodes could have easily been 60-minute episodes.
And which is crazy if you think about it, right? Because we have days of footage.
Yeah. We're filming them 24/7.
Days and days of footage that you're gonna sift through, and then you have some, like you said, 90-minute episodes that could be 60-minute episodes because of what they decide to put in there. And so they were able to cram both the nominations, which is essentially a Friday, Saturday, which is the veto competition,
Yep.
Sunday, which is a day off, and then Monday early for the veto meeting.
Yes.
We were able to cram all that into a 90-minute episode. We were able to get some stuff, some good stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's funny that they have it because the as we go to future weeks, like this week, I feel like we're probably not going to have a lot to see on Wednesday.
We'll get to the spoilers. I think there's going to be a lot of talking.
Yeah.
We're going to get a lot of game.
Yes, but I think it's funny, and I think jumping ahead a little bit, the reason why I think it's funny is because from last night's episode, you see Ava say, I don't want to talk about game.
Pause, CJ. We're going to get a lot of game, not from Ava.
Yes, but when it's I don't want to talk about game with the HOH, it kind of breaks the show because I don't think the editors know what to show. Because it's like, well, she's not talking game, but we have to show her because she's the HOH. So what do we do?
Yeah. That was basically what happened. And when we get to talking about Ava's HOH, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and it's funny because going back to what we were originally talking about with the Wednesday episode and the Mickey of it all is Mickey is very central to that episode, and over the course of the episode, we watch her spiral for no reason,
Yeah, on
and
her own.
it's hard for me to talk about Mickey and not talk about Ava and compare because all we talked about for the last few weeks is how we would play the game a certain way, and lo and behold, Ava's the only one with some common sense who would play the way that we would play, because Mickey has her targets up. Then her quote unquote main target pulls himself down. And now instead of just like, y'all can get it, you're not on my side of the house, you take out Jimmy, who even if you don't trust, is a number for you, and you don't have to worry about him until 7.
And that's the thing that I'm going to just switch to topic 2 today, real fast, because them really spinning it as Jimmy playing both sides when, as we've watched the feeds, Jimmy was staunchly in the Rachel, Mickey, Morgan camp.
Yes.
He incorrectly went after Amy. That he was doing that stuff early, but Jimmy was not with Zach and Vince.
But again, this is Mickey repeating Jimmy's mistake. You're with me. Even if I don't necessarily trust you, those people are actively rooting against my interest. So why would I ever take a shot at a teammate at that point?
Mickey's HOH and putting up Jimmy with her feeling like Jimmy was playing both sides was just such an interesting move. And then credit to Big Brother, because they got to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, right? They got to make it make sense. And so they created a narrative that wasn't exactly true. But if you're not watching the feeds...
Yeah, because that's the thing. I watch the feeds, but even the U-turn on the feeds, and I watch the feeds on Monday mornings going into the ceremony, it feels like it comes out of left field. Like, when she's like, well, I have to tell Jimmy because I can't blindside him. Okay, but you had one conversation with Vince that changed your mind? It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Especially because you don't trust Vince either.
Which is why this is so crazy. And so we talked extensively last week, me and you and Tasha here in the chat, as well as the others that came through, about the preposterous HOH that Lauren had, and which led to Adrian going home.
Lauren's HOH was so bad that it actually worked to her benefit, because no one is going to remember what she did, because they're just going to be like, it wasn't her move. She did whatever Catherine would have done, or whatever Riley would have done, or whatever Vince would have done. So she gets no heat for it.
How did Mickey have a worse HOH?
It's funny because Jimmy had a terrible HOH, and we're sitting here going, what are you doing?
This season has been remarkable.
And then Lauren has an HOH where...
She said, hold my beer.
She did, but like, in the sense of, I know she didn't want to get rid of Adrian and she felt really dumb doing it, but it was the move that left the least blood on her hands. Like, nobody was mad Adrian went home. People were sad Adrian went home, but nobody was mad. So you sent somebody home who would have worked with you. That's dumb. But I digress. She wasn't actually working with him. Jimmy was working with Amy. Mickey is working with Jimmy.
It's actually worse. Jimmy was working with Amy, but Jimmy was like working with Amy through other people, right? And like kind of with Amy directly.
Yeah, but like
Adrian,
that you have 9 of 16. Amy was 9 of 16.
Right.
Why would you cut her?
It. No, I'm not knocking it. You're right. You're right. Adrian could have worked with Lauren.
Yes.
Mickey is in a 3-person alliance, which is the core of a bigger alliance with Jimmy.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Her and Morgan are also convinced that Jimmy's coming for them.
Why?
Why? Why?
I get that, you're sitting in the house and you have nothing to do but just stew and think and you become paranoid. But even if he was coming after you, he's not coming after you now because there are so many targets in the house. Like, you guys are making like 10 and 11 moves in week 3. Why?
See, Natasha said Mickey said she got her information from Reddit. I mean, how to win Big Brother. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? This is. I don't. It doesn't make sense. Tasha, can you make it make sense for us? Cause what is the forum saying? Tell us what the Reddit thread be saying. Because do they say cut your allies as fast as you can?
One of the Reddit threads I came across was Mickey had the worst HOH of all time.
Definitely, I don't know about all time. All right,
I don't know about all time.
That's tough. That's tough.
It's definitely the worst one this season.
Yeah, I mean, Fessy actively targeting Scotty. I don't know. I don't know. That was crazy. And that's just from the top. That's from the top of the dome. If you were to look into them, I'm sure you could find something crazier. But this is great. This is wild.
But I think this is actually crazier because of the advent of the blockbuster. Because you decided that since your quote unquote target, when you went into the week and you said they could all get it, which we were on board with, they could all get Kelly, she could get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Riley, he could get it.
Just a spray
Keanu,
and pray.
He could get
it. Spray and pray.
Any of them can get it. I don't care who goes home. And then you decide Keanu's got to go.
You know what? Locked in on Keanu.
And then Keanu doesn't go home. So now you're like, well, now somebody new has to get it. You still had 2 people there that could get it.
The 2 people that you had already put up. Pick one of them. But I mean, you actively took Riley's HOH. You then put him up. And then you decide you want to work with dude. Like what?
It makes no sense.
You go ahead, put up his little girlfriend, and then just call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
They could go ahead and send Catherine home, and now Riley obviously gunning for you, but that's fine. He out here on his own. Tasha is right in the chat. Tasha said they are terrible at reading the house. And it's been really bad this season. Nobody knows what's happening or what people are doing. And I think you're right.
You know what it is?
On Reddit and just say, you know what, let's just run what they said.
You know what this is? This is like Mickey and Jimmy. It was like when Seth Rollins turned on the Shield. Just standing behind him with a steel chair waiting to pull the trigger. Like, what are you doing taking him out? And like, we've talked about, we had a terrible read on this cast. Probably the worst read either of us have ever had on any cast.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, I had Jimmy
Cass?
picked as final 2.
Yeah.
Jimmy, after watching Jimmy play for a few days, I'm like, Jimmy is terrible at this game. Because he's just too out there. Too much, too fast, too soon.
You know what's crazy, though, is that Jimmy may not have been terrible at the game. He still might be the best of this cast as a player. But this season is unpredictable.
But it's unpredictable for bad reasons. Like,
yes.
I feel like CBS and Paramount have decided, with at least with Big Brother, that they don't necessarily want people in there that could break the game because they're smart. I think that they want more chaos and they want wild gameplay, and they're looking for it to go viral in a way that, like, Survivor, I know we compare this and Survivor and The Challenge and a few other shows all the time, but I don't think Survivor's interested in going viral. I think they're interested in telling a story, and I think Big Brother is interested in going viral.
I can definitely see that, right? That's what it seems to be, because it's the way things have been going during the breakdowns of the show, because last season's cast wasn't very good. Now,
Nope.
what the tough thing though, last season you had Chelsea, who, bar none, got to be one of the best winners I've ever seen. She had the game by the balls from day one, and was able to. I looked at her. She's one of the few that I've ever looked at the video and said she's winning this game.
Yeah. And it's funny because she, even though she got knocked off her pedestal early by being in a majority alliance and losing some people, she still did a great job of navigating that middle part of the house, and then made a couple of key alliance members and rode that to the end.
Mm-hmm. But you had Angela, who knew the game. You had Quinn. You had Joseph. You had people that like really for real knew the game.
Yes.
Right.
And I think Adrian is the only like super fan.
Lauren, I believe Lauren
Adrian
watches
and
for real. Lauren watches for real, and then you have Rachel, obviously.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
And Adrian thought he was playing Big Brother, but he wasn't. And Lauren thinks she's playing Big Brother, and she's not. And nobody wants to play Big Brother with Rachel.
yeah, which is crazy because Rachel at least knows what she's doing. Sheldon out here in the chat. Sheldon being a minute in the chat. Sheldon said, "Are we talking about Morgan?" We're not talking about Morgan yet, but we will be talking about Morgan in a bit. And Sheldon over here, Riley is too focused on his bulge. Right, Sheldon.
I think Sheldon's focused on Riley.
Now, Cass says that Lauren says she's a super fan but never watched feeds. I can believe that. She's a person that watches only the show only. She's a super fan casual. I get it. But it's a whole different game when you're talking feeds. You're talking. I mean, we're on a podcast right now. We definitely qualify on a different level.
And it's funny because I wouldn't call myself a super fan because I don't recall the history that way. But I'm a super fan in the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know how to navigate the game where I could go far. If my game doesn't get blown up by someone, because that's the thing is like. We don't know if Matt would have been good at the game last year because Angela just decided that he had crazy eyes. And then
he had to go.
Now, I don't think he would have been good at the game. I think he would have been bad. But we'll never know because Angela just painted a target on him and he was gone.
That's true. Shout out to Mary in the chat. She says Mickey is doing better and she feels that she can maybe recover. She possibly can. As we're gonna see, she does have people she could work with.
Yeah.
Right? But she's not in the best place right now, especially after this Jimmy vote. Lastly, I'm gonna put up with Tasha. Tasha said, "Can you be a super fan if you don't watch feeds?"
Yes.
I think you can if you're like watching if you're talking with people about it. Maybe you still listen to podcasts, you just don't watch the feeds. That's still possible.
I'll put it this way. You have the like Taylor Swift super fans that know every lyric of every song. Mm-hmm. And then you have the Taylor Swift super fans who are going out there and doing the puzzles on Instagram that she's doing to try to decipher when her next album is coming out. I think those are the feed people. I think the show only people just know the songs.
I think same thing. Taylor Swift, Beyonce super fans are the ones that you have the ones that go to the concert that's in their town. You have the ones that go to the concert in their town and also in another country.
Correct.
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, like I'm not making any friendship bracelets. Right. I'm not wearing a cowboy hat to go to Cowboy Carter tour.
So when I went to Cowboy Carter, bro, you could definitely see the people that were the boyfriends,
super fans,
the ones that were there that were boyfriends. We were like wearing uniforms. We had like slacks or shorts, our jeans and shorts, and plain colored t-shirt. And then there was other people that were wearing sparkly things and cowboy hats. and you can tell the difference between those wearing a uniform and those not wearing the uniform. I was not wearing the uniform. I was wearing the uniform. I was not dressed Cowboy Carter
Yeah.
chic. 100%. Maybe even this black tee. Who knows? Jeans.
Yeah, had I gotten tickets, it would have been jeans and a t-shirt.
You would have been wearing the uniform. Mm-hmm. So, back to the show. Oh, Barry says, do he play Beyonce for the Cowboy Fantasy? I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can. You can't put that on Beyonce like that. Don't put Riley, this Mickey Riley situation on Beyonce.
I think Mary has a point though, because when we did our cast pairings for like who's gonna showman who, we did not have that on either of our radar.
No.
So that fantasy is there. Mickey might be trying to save a horse.
Sheldon said, no one's allowed to blame Beyonce for anything. She is mother, and Sheldon is still riding his guy. You know what he means. So, back to this, though. Yeah, so back to this with Jimmy, though. This was a terrible move, putting up someone that you are 100% working with.
This is 100% the worst move since week 3.
Yeah. No, like it's. I think Mickey can figure this out because it doesn't seem like too many people are hurt by it, if you will. Like she didn't like upset the house or anything, but she lost a number that was for sure working with her.
I think that she not only lost Jimmy, I think she drove a wedge with Rachel where Rachel will not work with her again.
Well, at least not to the level that she needs her to.
I think that, like, had she not put up Jimmy, I think that Mickey, who was weary of Morgan because of how close she is with Vince and Zach, I think Mickey could have been a Final Four with Jimmy, Rachel, and Ashley. Mm-hmm. And I think that avenue is gone now. I think that the Rachel-Ashley pairing is going to... I don't think they're going to necessarily break up, but I think they're going to drift apart in the house. Because I think Ashley kind of blames Rachel for voting the wrong way. So she's going to be looking for new alliances, but nobody likes Ashley because she's inconsiderate and takes long showers. So...
I think it was a fantastic job. I want to talk about the her voting the wrong way real fast, because I have never in my life seen someone try to go back and turn around and to unvote. I've never seen. I mean, I saw a Big D vote to evict all the time. I ain't never seen someone say, "Oh, Julie, my bad. Run it back. I vote to evict the other person."
You also watch international versions, so this is like unheard of.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. And just like Sheldon and Julie, no. You cannot. You cannot do it. You cannot. You can't. But I loved getting the audio. This is
That is an S tier comment.
Ashley Hungarian, breaker of showers, changer of votes. I'm gonna leave that one up there for a little bit. So I love the fact that she goes, because it's just unheard of. I love that we got the audio of her talking to Rachel and Rachel being like, "Trust me, everyone's doing it. Like, we're fine.
Yeah.
This is what everyone's doing." And they're being like, okay, I'll go in there. I vote, waits forever, and then says, "I vote to evict Kelly." Get my shout outs in, mind you.
Yes.
Still confused, leaves, and then says, You're voting to evict Kelly, right? Nah, child. We're voting to evict Jimmy.
Which
what are you doing?
I'm so glad for her that Will came behind her just to like help her try to fix it.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
what if that's Zach?
yes. If it was anyone else, she's super toast. But also, I think Will is going to be able to make sure she stays under the radar because we'll be like, I was next.
Yeah,
And she told me she voted out Jimmy.
yeah,
Because it's the person to corroborate the story. And he tells her, as we saw in the episode tonight or last night, he tells her, take that to your grave. Like, you voted the right way. Just
yeah.
that's what we're saying. That's the story we're going with.
And I wonder if she would have even asked if it was anyone other than Will.
Yeah.
But the fact that she did and then tried to change her vote gave us hilarity. But then also just like she knows she fucked up and she's trying to lie her way out of it.
It's just so funny. It's just so funny. I couldn't believe the audacity, but you got to try something.
It was funny. It was the like when I talk about Big Brother trying to go viral, that goes viral in the Big Brother community.
And it's funny because like Big Brother should not try to go viral. They will go viral on their own.
Yes.
Right now, the thing that's circulating that no one wants to see is Catherine and Riley making out, and it's going around, and people are like, ew. We have Ashley Klingarian going around here trying to change votes, and that's out here on the internet. Last season, shout out to my dogs at the crib. Like there's enough things. You have the googly eyes. There's enough things happening all the time every summer that'll go viral on its own. You don't got to cast for it. Yeah,
Blue said kitty purr on the challenge. I was like, oh damn, I had purged that from my memory. And I was back.
He said it's back, and this time we can make it a real catchphrase because they'll do it all the time.
Yep.
It's crazy. The Ashley Evan, and I can't believe that like nobody likes Ashley.
You can't even say it's because she smells bad. She showers. I don't get it. And it's, as someone who watches the feeds, well, and like, I don't watch a lot of feeds, but I do watch the feeds. I don't understand why they dislike Ashley. I understand why they dislike Keanu.
Yeah. But Tasha's right. In the chat, Tasha says people are starting to like Keanu now.
That is true.
They are, because he's
They're
been
starting to come
around
around
for like forever.
Yeah. They're starting to come around on him. It was very interesting watching them talk to him this morning as they were getting ready to go in. And it was just like, no game. It was all shooting the shit, but it was like, oh, they like actually kind of like him now.
Mary says right here, organically, Keanu and Ashley should be the faves. And low-key, they should be. They're hilarious. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, Keanu is so oblivious to what's going on. He thinks whatever game he thinks is happening is not the game that's happening.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like, you know, the alternate version of a book. Like if you read the Twilight books from Edward's perspective.
Yeah, and you thought that was the real version of the book.
Yeah.
And you thought that was the book, and you're like, this? You mean this is about the girl?
Yeah.
About the girl.
This isn't about me.
Yeah. It's
all these werewolves running around.
Yeah. Why are there werewolves at all? It's such a different perspective. So Jimmy's gone. He hugs two people. Ashley goes, when Morgan says, well, he hugged you, and so everyone thinks it's you, she's like, interesting. Interesting.
I've been watching those two talk all weekend, trying to like smooth over everything to the point where I think they might be working together now. Question mark. But it's funny because Morgan says things to Ashley where like Ashley recognizes that it's a thing, and then when Morgan says it, she's like, "Oh, I didn't think about it that way." And I'm like, okay, like I thought Ashley was smart, but Ashley might be educated but dumb, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. It's a, and I've seen that before. I mean, her being an attorney doesn't mean nothing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've known some attorneys that are not the sharpest crayons in the box, but they are very book smart.
Yes.
I won't say any names. I have friends out here, but but it just doesn't click on like the regular stuff. But the book learned, that's what they are, and they got that part down. Cass said her granny calls that book smart street dumb, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, see, I just call it book smart or dumb.
And Tasha's right. She actually has the best reads of the people,
Yes.
but she doesn't know how to like assimilate.
Yes. Yeah, it's funny because it's I understand and I could see everything, but I don't know how to integrate myself in to form a plan. And that was America when she was in the house.
Fair. And America's great. I love America.
Yeah.
The person. America, the country's fine. But the person's great. And I loved her on her season. And it's hard to get with what's going on around you. And if no one's trying to really make that happen for you, you're kind of on your own. Let's actually talk about this knockout competition, because I want to talk about this HOH, because this irked me.
Okay, hold on. Before you talk about how much it irked you, can I tell you that this competition had some of the dumbest decisions we've seen since Mickey put Jimmy on the block?
Stop it! I knew you were gonna do that. This is when Riley. So Riley is picked. Riley and who did
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
They're picked at random. Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh no, not Kelly.
Lauren.
Riley and someone are picked first at random.
Was it Lauren?
Lauren, maybe. Yes. Random. Riley wins. Riley turns around and says, "Who wants it?" Motherfucker, nobody. Like, this
If you don't understand,
competition.
who wants it? Not me, because the longer I don't go up there, the closer I get to winning.
Yes. Just Sheldon says it right here. I love how Rachel is teaching the audience Big Brother 101. It's the wildest that you go up there and then he turns around and says, none of y'all volunteering?
So the challenge has introduced last season CT Pro Tips, where they just do little asides where he breaks down like little challenge things that you should or should not do as a rookie or young dude or whatever. We need Rachel Pro Tips.
I mean, that's what this is, because this is great. How do you win? You pick two people.
Yeah. Who do I not want to win HOH? Those are the two people I'm picking. Yes. One of them knocks the other one out.
Very simple.
This is actually the perfect who could get it list.
Yes.
When you're trying to figure out who am I putting up if I win this competition, this is your power rankings. You put up that person, and then those two, and then who's ever on the bottom of your power rankings go against each other. What are we doing?
It's that whoever is 7th and 8th on the power ranking, they're up. Then it's 6 and 7, or 6 versus 8. It's just you just working down the bottom of that list. It's very easy. We don't do that. And Riley does it first. Zach says, "Well, fuck it, I'll go." And then Kelly goes, "I'll go too." Okay, sure. You got to like pseudo working together, but you'll both go. All right,
Yeah.
one of you will be out. Why? After Zach wins, he says, "Well, who's next?" You actively have an agenda. Unlike Riley, who's on vacation and trying to get with a girl that's like kind of with you, more Stockholm syndrome. Not sure what's going on there.
It's definitely Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, because she's definitely making out with them, but there's definitely every time he's like, "Can we like go cuddle?" She's like,
Yeah. If she was not in the Big Brother house, she wouldn't be fucking with dude.
right. And so he's too busy doing that, right? He over there. So him gets to being like, who wants to go next? He don't know what's happening here. I ain't worried about him. Zach has an active agenda in this fucking game. He has people he's working with. He has people that's targeting him. He has targets. Why the fuck are you turning around and saying, who's next?
And why did you pick Morgan?
When no one volunteers, why do you pick your ally and someone that you're not aligned with?
And also, like, I think it's hilarious when Morgan's like, why the fuck you pick me? And I gotta give Morgan, like...
Hashtag free Catherine in the chat. Hashtag free Catherine in the chat.
I'm kind of mad at our girl for this, because when he picked her, she very much was just like, oh, he's just dumb. It's because she has a crush on him. Because if I think we're final three, we're having a conversation after this for why the fuck did you pick me?
This is a terrible move, my guy.
Yeah, and it definitely makes me question the final three. If this is my ride or die, because why are you putting me up there in this competition? Well, I just didn't know how it worked. Okay, well, I either A, don't believe you, which means I don't necessarily trust you as much, or B, you're too stupid to work with.
Correct.
Which one is it?
Which one is it? And so immediately she gets knocked out by Will. I also don't know, and this is what another thing that's crazy. Why do you think Will couldn't count how many times Jack the Dipper dipped some chips in some dip?
I think he just got tired.
I say that because on the feeds, this is a little spoiler that never shows up in the episode. Zach said that the reason he picked Morgan versus Zach, or Morgan versus Will, because he thought he was picking Morgan to go against the weakest person.
Comp equity is back. Comp equity is back. What are we doing?
How could he not count how many times Jack the Dipper dipped a chip?
I don't think there's any mathematicians in the house, so I'm going to guess that Will has the most experience counting of everyone in the house just due to age.
He's been counting longer than Zach's been alive.
Not only that, he has kids. He has grandkids.
He's been counting on counting.
Yeah, you know he has practice.
He practices counting. Time and time again.
I'm disappointed in her because she has a crush. Like, you think he's cute, cool, whatever, but like, game comes first because he's trying to get with Lauren, who is trying to get with Big Brother.
She has like feelings, but like not like feelings. I'll talk about that in the spoiler section. But that eliminates Morgan, leaves Will in the game. Will immediately says, Vinny and what's his face?
Vinny and Zach.
No, not Zach. He went Vinny and
Or Riley?
No, who did Vinny eliminate?
I don't remember.
I'm going from the top of my mind.
I
Whoever.
didn't think we were going to talk about
Vinny
it.
Vinny and an ally. It was smart to now Vinny and Catherine.
Yeah.
He goes Vinny and Catherine, and he says, "I don't want one of them motherfuckers to be at HOH because they'll put me up." Thank you. Someone's finally playing the knockout competition. Thank you, Will, for understanding how this is supposed to go.
Do you think this is because he covers women's college basketball, so he understands how power rankings work?
It's a possibility. It's part of it. It's part of it. He understands that you rank teams and then you go from the bottom up.
Ridiculous.
It doesn't make
It's
so. Then
ridiculous.
after that, Vinny says, "Am I going to draw a line in the sand?" And he says, "I understand how this knockout competition goes. Rachel versus Ashley." Now, mind you, Vinny is a sniveling, truly a sniveling man-child, and he says, "I don't want Rachel to be mad at me." And he's been trying to grovel to Rachel all week. Then he does this. Well, this is not going to make Rachel happy.
Nope.
Rachel wins. Rachel then puts Zach versus Vince, so on and so forth, till we get to the fact that Ava Pearl has not gone up at all.
They couldn't see her under that giant hat.
Ava then goes up against Riley, beats Riley, and it's finally Ava versus Will in the final two. Will guesses the queso, the C option early. The B came in late at the finish.
Yep.
And Ava Pearl is our new HOH. It's going to be a crazy HOH situation because nobody know about that happen.
It's funny because we've talked about it, how low-key Ava's playing the best game.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them realize that Ava's playing the game. I don't even think Ava realizes that she's playing the game yet.
I don't think that Ava realizes she's playing the game.
But I think Ava understands the game, and Ava's in the first part of the game where it's just like, anyone can get it, as long as it's not my group.
Yes. And it's a very simple concept.
Yeah.
We talked
And she
about it
said-
at length here. Yes.
But she laid it out perfectly. I'm working with so-and-so and so-and-so, and I'm not going to do anything that actively hurts my or their game. That's it. You're working with 5 people. You're not doing anything that actively hurts their game.
Yes. That's all you have to do. And said, I just got to keep them safe. If they said it's not a good idea, that's not a good idea. Now, I didn't realize that Mickey was so high on her power rankings, and we're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But I like how Ava wins. They say, Ava, what the rules, girl? And with Ava's groovy HOH range, she said, no one-on-ones, baby. One-on-ones canceled. I'm just going up there and I'm vibing. That was hilarious to me. Because Vinny's like, but how am I going to be able to get my influence in there?
He can't. He was sweating.
She then goes through and says, Rachel, baby, you good. Just put your feet up. Work on relationships. Don't worry about nothing.
It's funny because Rachel, we see it in this episode that everybody's afraid of Rachel, but Rachel doesn't really have any power in the house.
None.
She's just looming over the house. And it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. It's the great and powerful Oz, and everyone's afraid of the mask, and and eventually they're gonna look behind the mask and be like, oh, you're just another person. Because she's not really doing anything. And
She's trying. She's trying,
but she's failing, and her allies are now going out one after one after one. So she's going to be drawing from a group of 4, and this goes back to the whole voting blocks conversation we had right now. But the house is kind of laid out in a 5-5, like a 5-4-4 pattern right now, which is interesting because Rachel could grab power in the house, but nobody wants to work with her. So one of these other groupings is going to end up merging, and then it's going to end up being 7-on-3.
And that's how it's going to end up being the blowout. And Rachel's going to end up having to try to rival one of them. I did love here in the chat, Mary said that when Vince goes and talks to Rachel, he puts on the waterworks. And he's crying, and it's very much he's like, you guys are just so much bigger and stronger and better and faster than I am. But he's talking to 2 adults when he does this. So he goes to Rachel first, and she's like, boy, please. And then he does it to Will. And Mary in the chat said, I'm so tired of the unemployed tears. Is giving male Nicole Franzel. And Cass followed up with, for real, he's spiraling, thinking about filling out job application.
Which, fair. I get that. I get that. It's a tough market right now.
It's crazy because like Vince's game is emotional manipulation, and it works with some people. Keanu thinks he got Vince like locked in.
Yes.
Keanu's wrong, but Keanu thinks that Vince will do anything he needs him to do because Vince needs him. He needs him to lock it in, shit like that. That's wrong. But you know, you do you, Keanu. Keanu, like we talked about, Keanu playing a different game. Rachel has the boy clocked, so many more people are clocking him because Rachel is making sure no one can be misted anymore. She has the repellent. So Ava got him clocked. Will's got him clocked. Mickey, Rachel, as I already said. Too many people see what's going on.
Which is funny because we talked about it last week, how it's only a matter of time before his house of cards collapses.
Correct.
Because if you're working with everyone, you're working with nobody.
Correct. The person that doesn't see it the most is Morgan.
She's the deepest in the mist.
She's the deepest in the mist. We end up with an interesting through line because Ava is saying she wants to put up Ashley. And they're like, no, fam.
It's funny because Ava went in with the right attitude. You're not working with me, so you could get it. And then she goes to her two biggest confidants, and Mickey and Will, and she's like, so these are the people that could get it because I'm not working with them. And both of them are like, hold on. Those two could get it. But let's not take out Ashley, because even though she's not like with you, she's with us. So it's best for us if Ashley stays. And Ava, to her credit, said, well, I did say I'm not going to do anything that actively hurts the people I'm working with. So she changes her mind. It's not a lot, but it seems like revolutionary gameplay because of the stupid shit we've seen so far.
Right. It's interesting because I was more confused with the fact that I thought Rachel would be someone in there making decisions with Ava, but she pulls Mickey and Will, and I was like, oh.
I think the final two with Rachel is more of a like back pocket thing for Ava. Mm-hmm. Because as we just talked about, Ava's not like really, really playing the game. I think Ava is, I think if she had to pick a final two, she'd probably pick Will. But she's just kind of riding with who she's riding with and just seeing where the weeks take her.
It's the more the Mickey that I was so confused about. I didn't know that she held Mickey in such high regard.
That's true.
And for her to be like, Mickey, this is what my plan is. And for Mickey and Will to be the ones to be able to sway her off of it. Okay.
Do you think this is her thinking Mickey can keep a secret because Mickey had the secret HOH and she was blindsided by it?
No. I think this is, she said she read her aura.
I mean, like, yeah, she did say that, but just, I don't know if that's, I don't know what about Mickey radiates with her.
I don't know.
If it really is
Mickey,
just an aura thing.
There hasn't been a second where it sounded like Mickey trying to work, like trying to bring her in on nothing for real.
Yeah.
Jackie said in the chat, Mickey and Ava hang the bitch about Ashley. All right, there you go. That's what that actually bonds people. Complaining
that does
really does bond people. So that makes sense. So it brings her in, and Tasha said Mickey cried in front of her. Okay, so these things, the vulnerability allows them to bond, so it pulls them together.
So is that why Vince cried in front of Rachel?
He was trying to show how vulnerable he was and how sensitive he is. Speaking
And
of,
how
we
they're
talking about the
bonded.
unemployed. Vince about to have a job in a minute. He about to be on the challenge. He about to be on the challenge for the next 5 to 10 years. Did you know Nani has been on the challenge for 14 years?
Not surprised. No, it didn't seem that long, but not surprised.
Yeah, that's a new job, right? He's set. He's set.
Yeah.
He about to go to the challenge. He gonna go to different locales. He gonna be able to play the game. He's the next Johnny Bananas.
Maybe?
Dang, Mary in the chat, 14 years and still losing. Dang, that's cold. But
Hey, you only got to win once to be a champ.
has not even once.
No, but there's other people who are like, I'm a challenge champ. And they won one time when it was like good guys versus badasses. And it's like, I'm a challenge champ. I'm like, that's a completely different game. That's like playing football when they had leather helmets.
It counts still, I guess. I don't know. But ultimately, we get the noms of Zach, Vince, and Keanu. I thought those are great noms. Ava Cooking. She said anybody can get it. I like how she told Zach, you safe. And then she said, never mind. Like, that's just how, and he's mad about it, but it is what it is, my guy. That's just how the cookie crumble. He pissed. Yeah, you told her, you told me I was safe. Shit changed.
Yeah.
Like, the original plan was you're going to be safe. Now you're not. So you're on the block. And I don't really talk to, she said, I don't talk to Vince. Keanu came at me. Now, listen to Jimmy's exit press. It was nothing. Keanu literally just told her, you got a prompt.
Yeah.
He knew everybody was coming.
But how long did it take? Because I think it was one of those, he said it immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I think they edited it to make it look like it took a minute, but it probably was within 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah. He said it pretty immediately, and then she wigged out because she felt like she was disrespected. But, like, it was nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Tasha said that she stayed safe. In the edit, she said, you're good. She told me he was good. She told Lauren he was good. But shit changed. Shit changed. It is like, it be what it be.
Yeah.
It be what it be. And so, I love this. I love this because anybody can go home. Nobody cares what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan's ass over here trying to figure out how to save both Vince and Zach.
You got to pick one.
you got to pick one, baby. That's just how this is working. Now, mind you, Zach does have his secret HOA, or the secret veto, the 10K veto. He does got to give the 10K to Ava. And so he doesn't.
I understood it to be that he offered it and they could decline it, but it was basically no, they have to take it and they have to put someone new up.
Yeah. It's a veto. You just buying a veto, basically. So 10,000. It's like buying a star in Mario Party.
That's funny.
It's exactly what it is. It's just buying a star. And so you say, here's 10K for this veto, and then now you have a veto, and then the veto moves to a different part of the board.
Also, back to Morgan trying to figure out how to save both her boys. This is like a real Sophie's Choice. What if she won the veto? I think she saves Vince.
Yeah. I think.
But like I said, it's Sophie's Choice for her because she has to use it to save. She has to use it to pull down one if she wants to save the other.
It becomes, like you said, a Sophie's Choice situation.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get to the spoiler section in a minute and talk about what really happens with the veto competition and the veto competition and the veto meeting. First, let's talk about rankings real quick. CJ, let's do the rankings together again. Who is in the worst place after Mickey's HOH during Ava's HOH.
Kelly.
Kelly's in last. I think Kelly's easily in last. If that's a good point. I think Keanu's next. Didn't make any ground
next as well.
Didn't make any ground up. Who do we have next? Least likely to win a game. Least likely to win the game.
Yeah, least likely to win a game. Kelly, because nobody would vote for her. Even if she made it to final two, she'd be drawing dead as of right now. I think Keanu could win some votes if he got there, but I don't see how he gets there when, even if he gets on people's good graces and he misses the block a couple weeks, it's always going to go back to, well, he was always a target, so let's just take him out because there's no blood on our hands.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he gets there. After those two, I'm going to go with Kat because I think all she has is Riley.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think people like Riley more than her.
Yeah, I mean, she's like playing her game through Riley, unfortunately for her.
Yeah.
I think next is Ashley. I don't think anyone respects Ashley, so I don't think that she would be able to get the win even if she got to the end.
Yeah, I could see that. Next, I think is Riley for similar reasons. I think all of his allies are at the bottom of the board, so I don't see how he wins if he's going to be going up against the next 10 people we need to list.
Yeah. And I think next is after Riley, Ashley, Riley. I think Ava here, because even with this move right here, they're trying to figure out who was in her ear. Was it Mickey? Was it Will? Was it Rachel? Because there's no way that Ava did this on her own. She just sleeps all day.
Yeah. I think my next one's Vince.
Okay.
I think his game's been blown up, and now even if he doesn't go home this week, now that he's been named, it could always go under the nebulous, well, the house wants you gone, so I could put you up, and it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right. I think next is Lauren, because I don't think anyone thinks that she has any agency in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with no agency, she doesn't seem like she's making any moves. She's working anything, so I don't think she would be able to win in the end.
I agree with that. Yeah, she's playing an under the radar game. She's the perfect example of someone who's going to make it to jury, and then they're going to hit the double eviction episode, and they're going to be like, well, who can we get rid of, and no one's going to be mad, and it's going to be her.
Yeah.
Who do we have left? We got Cliff. We got Will. So we got Will, Morgan, Mickey, Rachel, and Ashley. Are those the last five we have?
No, Ashley's way.
Oh, we got and Zach, not Ashley. Zach. Got to go Morgan.
Yeah.
She's clocked. Guilty by association with Vince.
She's clocked.
Yeah.
They see her. She's out there in the open.
But I think because Vince is the perceived mastermind, I think if he were to go home, she can kind of fade back into the shadows and maybe not get kicked out.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would actually be best for her game if he were to go home this week. Yeah. Because the deeper into the game she goes aligned with him, and there becomes less people, it just stays top of mind that, well, she was working with the dude who was trying to run the house.
Agreed. I agree with that. I think next is Zach here, because Zach's misting is not really working as much anymore. They're on to him in his pretty boy looks, and his they don't think that they can get Lauren out. They think that Ashley was telling Morgan just the other day that he would choose Lauren over anybody else any day of the week, and that's not going to garner you votes.
Yeah. No, it's not. Next, I'm going to go with Will.
Which is a surprise.
The reason
really
why
moved up.
Yeah, he's really moved up. I don't think he can win because I don't know who votes for him if he were to make it to the end. I think he's in a really good spot to make jury right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if he can get to like 6 or 7, people start looking at him as, well, I want to sit next to him because I'm gonna get all the votes. And I think that might be his fate in the game, unfortunately, but which is still way further than either of us thought he would ever make it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think Mary's right. I think Will needs at least an HOH,
Yeah,
and that'll help there.
yeah, because the longer he goes, if he doesn't win anything, and like because comp equity is back, I'm sure he will win something.
Mm-hmm.
But if he doesn't win anything, he has no narrative.
Correct.
He was just a part
Friend
of the
of.
right group.
He was friend of.
Yeah.
Next is Rachel here at 2. I think Rachel can win if she makes it to the end, but they keep telling her she's going out at jury, and that's where her hangup is.
And it's funny because you have Rachel too. I would have put Mickey at 2 because I think if Rachel makes it to jury and they're still not actively targeting her, we might just get to a point where she gets to the end and she's like, "You idiots never took me out. This is why you should vote for me."
The moment
now.
they hit the jury, that's when they're going to turn up the heat, and so that's when she's going to have to really navigate.
We'll see when we get there because this cast has proven to be stupid.
True, and then that means that by default Mickey's number 1 because Mickey low key is running the house.
She's running the house, but I don't even think she understands that she's running the house. She just seems to have a lot of influence on a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Because, like, the fact that Mickey and Morgan are low-key beefing, but Mickey still has Morgan's ear. So, because
she's beefing with Ashley, but she over here saved Ashley's last on the block.
Yeah. So, because she has Morgan's ear, her ideas are going to Vince through Morgan. So then Vince thinks they're his ideas, and the people he has influence with are doing them.
It's a crazy world that Mickey's just like in charge like this. But right as of this week, I think that's a pretty solid ranking, with the top 3 being best chance to win the game being Mickey, Rachel, and Will, as it breaks down right now.
Yeah.
All right. Thank y'all for joining us. If you're taking off now, we're about to get into the spoilers about what happened with the veto and everything. If you're leaving now, thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern to go over everything that happened with the rest of Ava's HOH and find out who the new HOH is. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can join us if you're leaving now. If you're sticking around, we're going to talk about the spoilers. We got the chart. It's an older chart from Davika, but we're going to bring it up anyway. And we're going to go over that right now. So stick around if you're sticking around. If you're out of here, have a good night, and we'll see you later. Give them a second. Let them clear. All right, CJ, I think they're gone.
Man, I thought they'd ever leave.
All right, CJ, it is spoiler time. And it is time for us to talk about it. As we talked about, Ava is the HOH. The final 3, the 3 that she has on the block are Vince, Zach, and Keanu. So the HOH competition. This is an alliance chart. This one's old because this is when Mickey was HOH. The people on the block are Zach, Vince, Keanu. The people picked for veto were Catherine and Will. So this weekend was a bit of a doozy. It was the Yankee Swap veto competition.
Always another Big Brother classic.
Big Brother classic. We're gonna see it play out on the episode, but from how everything breaks down, Ava wins $5,000. Will gets a trip to London.
Yep.
But somehow it's by way of Zach. Not exactly sure the details, but somehow Zach lets him get or keep the trip to London. In turn, Will feels like he can't go against Zach this week, so he would keep Zach in an event that he had to vote. That's important. Zach has a punishment that has to do something, whatever the 24-hour the punishment is, to do the thing, like what's her face had to kick the ball, and whatever that punishment, Angela had to do the thing outside.
Yeah, the tricycle, whatever it is.
That's the punishment that Zach got. Currently, Vince is in a costume, which leaves Catherine and Keanu.
So I think Keanu's also in a costume, but it's less of a costume.
You buried the lead. Keanu's also in the costume. That means Catherine won the veto.
Yeah.
So those are the punishments that we got going on. We got 3 people in punishments. All 3 nominees that got punishments. Catherine has the veto. All weekend it was like, what's going to happen with the veto? Because as we knew, Zach had his $10,000 veto. Ava never worried, never scared. All weekend, Ava's like, do what you want. Because Ava knew all along that she was going to put up Morgan. That's the play. Is that she's going to, whoever comes down, Morgan's ass going up. And legit poetic justice. I mean, it's just how it would have gone. Morgan out here trying to figure out how to save everybody on the block. Because she wants all her boys to stay in the house. Because that's who she's locked in with, even though she's playing around over here. She's locked in with Zach because she got a crush on him. And she's too jealous out here doing too much. Because he locked in with Lauren. And then she's locked in with Vinny on the game tip. And so she's over here doing too much, which makes it too obvious that she's with them. So she's going to be the replacement nom, no matter how that was going to slice. What Ava didn't know was that she may have had to make 2 replacement noms. And in that case, Lauren probably would have been the second replacement nom. In the end, Catherine didn't really see any need to use the veto.
None of my people that I care about are up there. Mm-hmm. Let's not change it.
Correct. And so she kept telling everybody all day, Saturday and Sunday, she's leaning towards not using the veto. Vinny made a very good plea. He cried. Well, he was like very emotional. He didn't cry this time, but he like tried to make an emotional plea.
So he wasn't really trying to bond with her.
No. And it was very obvious that was the situation. They talked to Keanu. Keanu was like trying to ride for Catherine and Riley. They really don't want Keanu on their side. But Keanu picks the people he's riding with, and that's just kind of it.
Yeah.
And they're close to Lauren. Zach's close to Lauren. That was something that was a thing that could happen. But in the end, Catherine decides to not use the power of veto. So then that comes down to the 10K veto. As said in the chat a little while ago by Tasha, Zach also decides to not use his 10K veto.
That's kind of wild when you think about your final 2 is sitting on the block next to you, and there's 3 people that could sit on the block. Why don't you take yourself down so that you could save your final 2?
One of you is probably going home.
Yeah. So the only way you could have the possibility to guarantee that is by taking yourself down.
Correct. Now, Zach said he didn't use the power because he didn't want to jeopardize Morgan's game. I don't know that they realized or if they knew that Morgan would have been a replacement nom, but that was what was going to happen.
I don't think they knew.
I don't think they really knew. I don't know if they found out. Let us know if they talked about that because we've been on the show right here. But it's he doesn't use it, so the 3 of them are still on the block. Tosh said they assumed, so they assumed that it'll be Morgan. That was a safe assumption. That would have been the smart move. Ava has had the best HOH of the season. She has
Yes.
played this perfectly. 3 motherfuckers, she don't care if they go home. Any of them can get it. We tried to do what we had to do to make it happen. Mary thinks Prod's mad because they wanted it to be used. Zach said, "I'm leaving with 10K." I'm taking this money
Probably.
and I'm going home with it. It'd be what it be.
The producers just want chaos because, like I said earlier, they want the show to go viral. So using the vetoes, you can get those reactions. No one's gonna get mad when somebody. Well, I mean, people will get mad when somebody doesn't use the veto, but you don't get those big reactions like when somebody feels "quote unquote" blindsided.
I have to disagree when it comes to the producers of the show. When I think about the producers of the show, they don't want the viral moment. They want the game to play like the game they designed. I always think of the Hunger Games. Because the game maker for that year's game, they have a certain they make the cornucopia the way they want to. They have a certain traps that they want. They want the game to play out how they want. The players themselves, they don't really care. They don't really care what kids win in the end. They will when they did the story with Peta and Katniss. That was a great story that they were able to use.
But they broke the game.
But they broke the game from the game makers.
Yeah.
It was because the game makers make the game, and so the same thing happens here. Is that the game makers? I'm with Mary. I can see production being mad because the game makers put this veto in there because the game makers want the veto to be used, and that someone has to give up $10,000, and then that way in the production room when he decides to do it, everyone says, "Brava, brava, fantastic! Whoever's idea was a great design." Good for them. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen, at least not yet. Not this time.
Julie Chen is the perfect Effie.
Yes. Yeah. You had never thought about it like the Hunger Games?
Nope.
This is the Hunger Games.
This is the Julia's Effie trinket. Yes.
Yeah. The every season, every summer, we show up to watch the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
No one dies, but they get evicted. It's the same idea. Cass said you shouldn't have trusted someone to give up $10,000 in this economy. I hear you, girl. I hear you.
$10,000 in this economy? Holding on to that. But it's also funny because you think he would want to give it up, but they're sitting there and they're running the numbers. And Zach is just having conversations with people, and they're like, yeah, you're safe no matter who you sit next to. Because we want Vince gone. And if we can't get Vince gone, we're happy to send Keanu home. So there's no world in which you go home.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true, but he thinks that's true.
Correct. And I don't think that's right. I think a Vince versus Zach is a toss-up.
It is. But he doesn't think that.
I think Keanu versus Vince, I think Vince goes home.
Yes.
I think Keanu versus Zach, maybe Zach goes home. Probably Zach goes home. But Keanu will be real juicy to send home.
I think Keanu would go home. Because look, the reason why I say I think Keanu goes home is because looking at this chart, I think Ashley, Rachel, Will through Morgan and Mickey would all keep Zach, and Ava would keep Zach. I think it's 5-5 and it falls on Ava. Like, at worst, I think it's 5-5 and it falls on Ava.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Ava is happy to send Vince or Keanu home before him. That's the thing. I think this is going to be the first week where we might actually see battle lines where people aren't like, I have to stay on the right side of the vote. I think you might see like a 6-4 or a 5-5 because it could literally go either way.
It's going to end up being an interesting vote. One thing that happened yesterday that was crazy and I like what's going back and forth. Rachel and Morgan got into a huge fight,
Yes.
massive fight. Morgan was trying to convince Rachel to vote to help her figure out how to save both Vinny and Zach and vote out Keanu, which is ridiculous because Rachel at least likes Keanu. But she doesn't even like
Rachel
him.
really likes having frenemies in the house for some reason.
it's,
Like,
it's just
her
how
and
she
Jimmy-
naturally operates.
But like her and Jimmy were besties, but if you watch them interact, I was like, they hate each other. Like they're frenemies for sure. And I think she needed a new one since Jimmy left.
It's how she like lives her like game life. Is how she feels comfortable. And when all of this is happening, Morgan's sitting there trying to figure out how to get her to flip on the people she with, which is stupid. While she's fighting with Rachel, while she's talking to Rachel, she tells Rachel that Vince is not coming after you, knowing full well that Vince will say whatever the fuck he has to say to stay around.
Yep.
She's like, Vince isn't coming after you. He wants you to get to jury. And that Rachel's tired of hearing that shit. She's tired of hearing people saying that.
Can anyone hear Kevin? Because I lost Kevin.
Be,
Oh, now you're back.
hold on, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hold on, okay. My audio.
See? That's why you got to charge your AirPods.
Now
Can
we're
you
back.
hear me now?
Yeah, of course I can. So we had to go to the backups. So the last thing I was saying is that Morgan says to Rachel, that she's going to jury. Now Rachel's tired of hearing this shit. She's like, either I'm going to the end or I'm getting out of here now because I'm going home. If I'm going to jury, I'm going home. Point blank, period. I got a husband. I got kids. I got shit to do. I'm booked and busy. I'm not going to be here. They have a huge blow up about it. She walks out. During that fight, though, Morgan says, we need someone that's going to go after the showmans because nobody wants the showmans here. Now, that's another fighting words to Rachel. Rachel's whole life, entire existence is due to Big Brother.
Right. It gave her her husband. It gave her her career.
It gave her her children.
It gave her her children. Yes.
So when you tell her we getting rid of showmances, no one wants a showman, and it's only because Morgan's ass couldn't get the showman she wanted. She wanted a showman.
She did. Yeah.
And it didn't happen. And she wanted a showman so much that she thought that Zach would still vote to keep her. Ashley told her, oh, boo-boo, no. Like, he gonna vote Lauren to stay over you. And then when she confronts Zach about it, Zach's pissed because he's like, I never said that. Because he didn't. But Jimmy told
But it was implied.
Ashley. But it was implied. Because Jimmy told Ashley, and Ashley just said that to Morgan. And she's like, that's not the case. But that would have been the case all along. So I don't know why Morgan out here saying, like, because Morgan was annoyed. She's like, oh, Catherine asked to just go, but like nobody wants to put up Catherine because they don't want to pick Riley off. Showmans suck. Bitch. And then you tell Rachel, whose whole life is built off of showmans in Big Brother 12, that showmans suck.
Yeah.
Like,
Not her career. Her literal whole life. Her identity is based on Big Brother. Dumb.
like this, her husband, her children, and her and Brendan are very happy. All of it came from a showmance in this show. And as they're saying here in the chat, Wynn says that Rachel ate Morgan's scary ass up. Cass said Morgan got red for filth. It was ridiculous.
And I can't wait to see it on Wednesday.
Mary said, imagine losing to Rachel. Rachel has never won an argument. Rachel do be looking like a deer in the headlights when she gets confronted, but she killed Morgan because Morgan didn't know what to do. Because she was right. Like, so after that, Mickey runs off with if Rachel says she wants to go home, send her ass home. And she's like, she didn't say that. She's like, if she thinks she's going to be in the final 3, that's not going to be the case. We'll send her ass home now. I was like, my guy, that's not how this works. That's not how this works. This is not, none of this, that's how none of this works. Mickey, you're in charge, but like, for right now, you don't stay in charge.
It's funny because Vince was running the house as like the consultant that sits in the office while you talk to, management. Morgan is just like has a recording device and Mickey has a recording device. She goes and listens later. Like the fact that Vince is sitting in the room while Lauren's having all of her conversations, isn't this a little bit weird to you?
Right? It's been such a weird situation. Morgan's in the lurch. I don't know what happens after this HOH. I don't know who goes home, but we're having some shakeups. Ava Pearl is really shaking up the game, and then she's gonna go back to sleep.
It's funny because
you ever seen the show Ghost?
Nah.
So it's a show on CBS, but there's a ghost that was 16 years old and she died when she was 16. The show has like a bunch of ghosts that live in a house, and one of the ladies, she got electrocuted that lives there so she can see the ghost. There's one ghost that was 16 when she died, and she sleeps in the attic, and she sleeps most of the year, and then wakes up for like 2 weeks. That's kind of Ava Pearl. And when she wakes up, she does some shit.
And then she goes back to
sleep.
She
goes back to bed.
Ava's legit there on vacation and can fuck around and win this game without knowing what she's doing.
Correct. Ava's segment about the letter was really funny.
Yeah.
Writing a letter to her boyfriend. That was really funny.
Do you think after this week we get more Ava screen time just because she's proven to be entertaining in her limited screen time?
No. Unless there's something that pertains to her, no. I think we're gonna get more people that have gameplay, or basically coming out of this week, we're gonna get more Mickey screen time, I think. Because she's kind of running the game.
I could see Mickey becoming our narrator.
Yeah, we're going to continue to get the showmance because America loves the showmance. I think we might start getting more Will screen time.
Yeah.
And more Ashley. I think we're going to start getting less Zach. Because
I don't think we get a lot of Zach.
True. But he's not really giving.
Like, I don't think we get a lot of Zach, and I don't feel like we get a lot of Vince either. And I realize that we get a lot of Vince, but like, anytime he's in there, it's nothing of substance.
He doesn't really have much of substance. He doesn't really have much substance.
Yeah.
It's an interesting week. Outside of that, they've just been talking about how the votes are going to go, and it's all over the place. I couldn't tell you right now who goes home at this present moment. I have no idea.
I would still rank it Vince first, Keanu second, Zach last, if you made me pick.
Ranked choice voting, I think that's how it goes too. I could easily flip-flop Keanu and Zach. I think Vince is one with a bullet, though.
I think Vince is one with a bullet, too. I think his game being blown up, even if he went to the Blockbuster, it's, well, the house wants you gone. Bye.
Chat, who do y'all think goes home? Let's take it each one. Vinny versus Keanu. Vinny goes home.
Yes.
Chat, Vinny versus Keanu. Who goes home?
I don't see a world where Vinny's perceived threat level makes him safe. Because if Keanu's sitting next to him, he can't try to get votes for him. If Zach is trying to get votes to save him because he won the blockbuster, you still have Rachel and Ashley who will not save him, which means Will not save him. And then Morgan and Mickey probably don't save him. Well, at least Mickey doesn't. So that's 4.
Yeah.
And then Catherine and Riley, who knows what they do?
Who knows?
Because Kelly's gonna save Keanu and vote out Vince, I would think now, because I don't think she trusts him anymore.
Okay, so then Zach versus Keanu. Who goes home?
I think Keanu goes home.
I think there's a chance Keanu goes home. Yeah, Zach versus Keanu. On that one, you have Zach versus Keanu. That means Vinny's voting. Vinny's voting to save. So Vinny's voting out Keanu. Morgan's voting out Keanu. Lauren's voting out Keanu.
That's like Keanu just keeps rubbing people the wrong way, where they're just like, I don't want to live with this guy anymore. This has nothing to do with a game. I just want him to go. And that's where I think his volatility lies. Is I think they recognize the game reason to get rid of Vince, but there's no game reason in a lot of their eyes to get rid of Zach. So they're just going to vote out Keanu because he annoys them.
Yeah. It's the chat. I think the chat's right. It's 50-50, and this is one of the few weeks that it's truly a toss up. I'm not really sure where the votes are going because Zach versus Vince. I think Vince is the bigger problem, so you got to get rid of Vince. But Zach has some of the girls in this corner. It's such a hard one. I'm excited for the rest of this week. I don't know how it's gonna shake out. I'm ready to get back to watching the feeds the rest of the night. CJ, you got anything else for the people?
I'm really hoping that we get something of substance in our 90-minute episodes because you have so much content. Figure it out.
Yeah. I've had a great time. Thank you for joining us. Shout out to Tasha, Wynn, Cass, Mary, Sheldon, Jackie, everyone that came through the chat. Thank you for stopping in with us tonight. We'll be back next week, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Like and subscribe. Coming to you from outside the Big Brother house. Good night.
Peace.
No.